That is a detail that I think I would like to keep. The crown into the eyebrow and eyeball. And then there's the crease of the eyebrow coming down to the ear portion of the hummingbird. You can see that. The ear portion is there. I'll take time to correct the line there. The curve of the head, the crown onto the nape there, deviates in a way that I don't want it to, so I can take time right now to correct that. Left wing goes out of the picture plane on this side, but I do want it to continue up here. The inside of the wing is corresponding with our armpit. Lovely flying feathers. And no, not all feathers are for flying. I've noticed the last little while that most of my hummingbirds have had forked tails. So there are about 350 odd hummingbird species, and they don't all look the same. There, hopefully you can see that coming down. Little tail feather coming to a point. Position where it overlaps with its adjacent fellow. And completed there. I'm unresolved about this pouch here, but I do know that the body comes here to a raggedy area where the vent is on the hummingbird. This is a saddle for some reason. So the curve to the elbow joint and out towards the tip of the primary feathers. Correcting my drawing. Okay, so I'm just going to double check that. Hopefully. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough for me. I can work with that. To make it easier, I think I'll just tape it to the board. And so if I need to inspect it, I can. The toes of the hummingbird. 3 toes forward, 1 toe back. If you look at parrots, parrots are 2 and 2. 2 front and 2 pointing backwards. So, but we're not doing a parrot today. I won't do the texturing on the branch. I'll just leave that. Now, had I used a pen, I would be able to see the areas that I've visited, but part of me doesn't want to destroy the image that I've created. So I don't want to mess it up any further. It has an untidy appearance by the fact that it was a work in progress and like a working document. Eyelashes going up. And of course, if you press it hard enough, as well as having the graphite pushed into the surface of the canvas board, you also do have an embossed element. So I don't mind that. Embossing does actually distress the surface that you're working on. You can see that there. That's nice and curved there. As it moves away from the center line, the curve, as the angle changes, becomes more pronounced, more straight on to the viewer. Here, more curved in the opposite direction. That one should be a bit shorter. I overdrew that one. If I'm trying to be logical, even in an illogical surreal artwork such as this, again a little inspection. Yep, quite happy with that. Part of the thickness of the eyelid was missing at the back, so okay, that's fine. We'll continue with the branch. Through the fishing line droplet, tadpole droplet. Sometimes it's hard to actually say what this is. So it's a beak, turns into a fishing line, turns into a teardrop or water droplet with a tadpole in it. So it's very hard to say what it is without having to give a descriptive paragraph. Let's try the iris now. Okay, and the iris would disappear behind the branch and also not appear on the chessboard effect. Originating from the darkness of the pupil. Try to avoid or respect that droplet and the little tadpole that lives within there. There we go, down to the river. Okay. Follow this line here. Down again to the river. So I tried to live stream how this work was created. It's not planned. A lot of these just happen by doodling. So if you are interested, the idea is of developing artwork from your unconscious mind is called automatic drawing or automatism. I'll just check those lines have come through. That one has. Some of the horizontals now coming in. So if you were there for that live streaming, you would see the process of how I arrive at a composition like this. It isn't planned, following conscious decisions about making a good composition. It's just letting the imagination wander, doodling, and then being alert afterwards, after the composition seems to be asserting itself, being alert to possibilities of improvement, consciously improving areas. Let's see, there's an important line coming down here, the central line here, coming down here to these what appear to be stepping stones. I wasn't aware of it at the time, but they form a combination that make the A minor shape on the guitar, or the E major, for those of you that play guitar. There's the little stepping stones. And everything seems to be there, and now we need to introduce the water droplet on this line here. There's a water droplet there, I'll just reinstate that. And the tadpole shape. And this tadpole shape